JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you want to know the price of the watch, simply click on our links in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we greatly appreciate it if you'll buy a watch from JazzTime.com once in a while. Today we have one of the newer releases of the Rolex watches. This is a Rolex Submariner watch, newly updated for 2020. This is the reference number or model number 126610. We'll be going over the dial, bezel, case, crown, bracelet, clasp, and we'll talk about the movements towards the end of the video. So jumping right into the dial, you can see still a standard sports style that Rolex has. We have the maxi style dial, which has circular hour markers for the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 and 11 with index hour markers for the 6 o'clock and a 9 o'clock position, and your usual 12 o'clock position triangular hour marker. Of course, we have a Mercedes hands for the hour hand, and it's just a standard minute hand, all luminous filled, so that you'll be able to easily view this in the dark. And let me actually go ahead and show you how that looks for a second here. So I'm going to go ahead and charge up my lume here, and of course, while you're not going to be walking around with a sort of night light like me, you can easily charge it just from the sunlight during the day. So that's how the lume looks. You can see very beautiful blue blue light display there. This has the ability to glow for up to 8 hours. One thing that's really neat is you can actually see that it's so luminous that it actually reflects off the rehaul of the walls. So it adds sort of this cool little like depth into the face of the watch itself at night. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my light back on here. All right, but not much has changed from the previous model to this model in terms of the dial. The dial is still the same structure as I mentioned, the maxi style dial, Mercedes hours hands. We still have the date window at the 3 o'clock position with a Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal for magnification, easier viewing of that date. The Swiss made text at the 6 o'clock position, as you can see there. Let's zoom in. Has a little Rolex crown logo in between the Swiss made now, so it's just a little minor change there. And I just want to zoom in on the text so you can read that text. The standard Swiss watch is about -4 + 6 a day, meaning that it could be slow by 4 seconds or fast by 6 seconds. But for a Rolex watch, they double test their standard. They have a double testing standard, and they look for -2 + 2 seconds a day. So slow 2 seconds or fast 2 seconds, or anywhere in between that. All right, moving on now to the bezel of the watch. The bezel, you still have your beautiful black ceramic bezel. You can see nice, glossy and shiny. It actually can reflect my actual light box here. You can see some of my light box from just from the reflection of the bezel. But besides that, still a unidirectional bezel. As you can see, shifts to the left, does not shift to the right at all. This is a diver's watch, so this is used to track elapsed time. If you are diving, you can track your elapsed time for your oxygen levels on your oxygen tank, of course, and that's why it's unidirectional. Just in case you bump your bezel and get a miscalculation reading of the time left in your oxygen tank. But if you're not diving and you're just a normal person, you just like the Submariner, you can just use it to track other mundane things like how fast you can run a mile or how long an office business meeting can take. You just simply shift that bezel all the way over, match it up with the minute, and then you'll be able to track the elapsed time with the easy to read bezel. Very beautiful platinum dusted index markers and Arabic numerals. Index markers at every five positions, so 5, 15, 25, and then we have Arabic numerals for every even position number, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And of course, at the 12 o'clock position, or the initial start point, we have the triangular peridot at the top, also luminous as well, in conjunction with the dial. So we come across to the case now. This is where the first of the changes come in. So the first change was that this watch is no longer a 40 millimeter style, 40 millimeter in diameter watch. It's a 41 millimeter, so it's a millimeter increase in the watch. So from my index finger to my thumb here, that's 41 millimeters in diameter. From the side profile hasn't changed too much as well, but it has slimmed down just a tiny bit, because the lugs of the watch have been slimmed down in conjunction of it being 1 millimeter larger. So we have nice slimmer case lugs now. Still have the same high polish on both sides. Once again, I'll start from the 9 o'clock position side. You can see very beautiful high polish matching with the bracelet. Then moving to the crown side at the 3 o'clock position, you can see once again nice beautiful high polish matching with this bracelet. One other small change is actually on the crown guards. This is called a crown guard, obviously, because the crown is here, and this guards the crown from being hit. The crown guards have actually been slimmed down as well in conjunction with the slimming down of the case. Obviously, it does make sense to slim down both things, as that would just be strange to have larger crown guards and a thin case. So everything is nicely kept in proportion. Moving on to the crown now. So the crown is a triple waterproofness system, as shown by the Rolex crown logo there. You can see three little dot indentations underneath the crown logo for that trip lock. We're going to go ahead and unwind that counterclockwise, as that's how you open the crown on this watch. In the center, this is the center position, the initial position where you actually don't pull any of the crown out, just simply unwind it. And this is where you can wind your watch. About 15 to 20 winds is all you need to get it started from a dead stop. Pulling the crown out to the next position, of course, will allow you to adjust the date instantaneously. You can see at the 3 o'clock position, just moving it clockwise, it's easy to use. And pulling the crown out to the final position will allow you to bidirectionally move the hands. Of course, the second hand will be stopped as well. For precise time settings, such as to an atomic clock online, you can set it down to the exact seconds, and of course pressing the crown back in will start that second hand once more. And always make sure to screw the crown nice and tight in against the case, as your watch is only water resistant when the crown is tight against the case. And specifically, as this is a diver's watch, this is a Submariner, we've already mentioned the water resistance, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and show you it again if you didn't see it. 300 meters or 1,000 feet. Alright, so let me move on to the bracelet now. So bracelet might look the same from the previous model at a glance, but actually this has been changed too. Of course, to update with the proportions of the watch being a 41 millimeter now. You have a 1 millimeter thickness increase from the center link. So similar to the previous models of release of the Deep Sea and the Sea Dwellers, they had a 1 millimeter increase in their bracelets as well, just to keep the watch nicely in proportion. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this watch back away from the camera a little bit and just show you the first of the few links, because only the first few links are tapered before it goes into a your typical pattern of a bracelet. But you can see keeps a nice, very beautiful proportion overall. So Rolex knew what they're doing when they increased the size by 1 millimeter. They made sure the lugs were nice and slim to match with that increase. The crown was slimmed down as well, and a 1 millimeter increase on the bracelet as well. Just overall, it just looks absolutely perfect in every way, just going through the whole watch. I'm not sure what else you could want from a stainless steel Submariner, but I feel like this is sort of the pinnacle already. This is fantastic all around. But anyways, enough talk about just general blabbering. We're gonna go ahead and talk about the bracelet now. So I mentioned the 1 millimeter increase in the center of the links. It is still a brushed steel finish throughout all of the Oyster style bracelet. This watch still only comes on an Oyster, so it didn't get any treatment like the Batman or the GMT Master, where they put it on a Jubilee style bracelet. So this is still on a sports style bracelet, the Oyster style bracelet. You can see the class about the same as well. This is and the other side of the bracelet, same thing as well. Just nice brush finish, tapering from the first links down. And then we have this typical safety folding Oyster lock of the Rolex class. So we're gonna go ahead and open that safety, open up that folding portion, and there we are, beautifully high polished glass blades from Rolex. Now that I have some zoom features now on my camera, I can zoom in on that engraving there. You can see how beautiful that engraving is. Just looks absolutely perfect on that glass blade. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close that up now. So the last and final update they did to this watch is actually located inside the watch itself, and we're going to be talking about the movement. So the movement has been updated from the three decade old 31-35 movement. Now we're moving to a 32-35 movement that Rolex has pretty much been updating most of their watches with. They've been moving to a higher standard for their watches, and they're trying to use more in-house made parts than using other industry standard parts. So we're looking at a 32-35 caliber movement in-house made by Rolex, still perpetual mechanical self-winding movement, has a precision of +2 - 2 seconds a day, as I mentioned before. The functions are still the same in the sense that it still it functions as the hour, minute, and seconds hand, instant changing of date, and stopping in the seconds hand for precise time setting, as I've shown you with the crown functions. Still has a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring, and which helps aid against resistance against magnetism. But now we have the high performance Paraflex shock absorbers, which is Rolex's in-house made shock absorbers, which they claim absorbs 50% more shocks than the industry standard, which in the previous model with a 3135 caliber movement was a KIF shock absorbers. Now let me actually go ahead and show you this watch on my wrist. We're going to go ahead and locate that folding oyster. So there's the safety lock on it, the folding oyster, on, and there we are. So you can see, Submariner Submariner is just always a classic. It's just the most simplest thing you can ask for a steel watch. Beautiful black dial, beautiful ceramic bezel, nice, that sort of shine from the bezel. It helps accent the face of the watch, so it doesn't leave it behind looking too plain. Just being nice, reflective, capturing the light where the dial sort of doesn't. Just only tinges of shine from light on the 18 karat white gold settings for the index hour markers from the index hour markers, maxi dial markers rather, and the Mercedes and hour hand and the minute hand. As you can see, completely in proportion. So you know, an adjustment of 1 millimeter from the case. Just look at that tapering, is absolutely perfect all throughout, and actually doesn't look, you know, much. It doesn't seem to add so much size that it looks too big on my wrist. It actually looks fantastic on my wrist at an average man size wrist of a 7-inch wrist. This is absolutely a perfect pick for a stainless steel watch, and you can't really ask for much more from this. So if you're interested in this watch or any other watch for the lowest possible price, check out our website jazztime.com. The lowest price is guaranteed, and if you like our video, please like, comment, subscribe below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on show more to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.